Hey everyone, so today we are back with a new episode talking about female competition in friendships. So kind of like passive aggressive, low key, competitive comments that maybe you make to your friends would make to you.
Yeah, we've all had this issue either with a friend or we've been the friend.
Shamefully,
who's been passive aggressive. So before we get into our thoughts, we wanted to hear from you. So here are a few submissions from our readers.
So, competition in relationships. I have had a friend who was really, really bad for this. If I travelled somewhere or went to the same cafe that she did, then I was copying her or I was in competition, and I refuse to have a friendship like that. I have no room in my life for competition.
As time goes on and you start to go on different paths, it's hard to say, oh, should I be on that path or should I be on this path? And I think there's two ways to really combat that. The first is self-love and self-confidence. So instead of comparing yourself to others, appreciating the journey that you're on and appreciating certain attributes about yourself that no one else has. And then also with friends, making sure that you celebrate life on a two-way street and celebrate their successes and really think about what makes your friends special and those other women around you, and making sure that you're mindful of what makes them happy too.
Okay, so obviously this is something that affects a lot of people, not just us. And so we actually found a super interesting article in the New York Times about this we wanted to share with you.
Yes, it's this amazing article called Why Women Compete with Each Other, and it's by Emily V. Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
And it really resonated with us, and we thought it might resonate with you too. So here is a great quote from the article.
We aren't competing with other women, ultimately, but with ourselves, with how we think of ourselves. For many of us, we look at other women and see instead a version of ourselves that is better, prettier, smarter, something more. We don't see the other woman at all.
Bam.
Yeah.
That is so, yes, like that is so true. I feel like I think it puts into such perspective. I feel like every time I found myself in that position, either on the receiving side or if I've been the shitty friend, honestly, who's been giving that. I don't know, Kelly, like, what do you think? Like, what did you take from the article, or what are your own experiences?
Okay, so I've definitely experienced this, both in kind of a toxic friendship and just with friends that I consider to be, like, really great women.
Yeah.
It's just something I think that happens a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so one moment that kind of stands out to me is a moment in my freshman year of college, and it was with, I know, like, just
formative years, people.
Really hard time to be alive. So it was with my sweet mate, who I'm still friends with today, and I think she's an incredible woman. But we were all talking about like fitness and stuff, and I had been a dancer all through high school. And I was really proud of these like serious calf muscles that I have.
Which she should be. These just great calf muscles. We're all jealous of them.
Yeah, they're hardcore, you guys. So I was kind of like showing them off, kind of in a weird way, but I was like, look at my amazing calf muscles. They're so amazing. And like my other sweet mates were like, oh yeah, this is so cool, like blah, blah, blah. And my one sweet mate said, oh, actually, like, that doesn't look very good, though. Like, that's not really, like, that's not cute to have these giant calf muscles. And it completely destroyed me.
Like, you're still talking about it, so that means that it sticks with you, you know?
I still remember it. And of course, for her, I think it was just, like, a throwaway comment.
Right.
But
she probably wouldn't even remember that she said it if you brought it up.
Yeah, but it felt like a personal attack on something that I really valued about myself. Mm-hmm. So I think that just happens sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that it is totally from someone's insecurity. I think, you know, I was trying to think of examples of maybe when I've done this to my friends, and I like to think that I'm not someone who says comments that would cut someone down very often, if, you know, ever. I hope not, but I definitely find myself in some situations not being as happy for my friends when they've achieved something that as I should be. Like not expressing my joy for them in the way that I think that they really deserve. And it's usually because it's something that I'm struggling with myself. So maybe it's like, you know, maybe their boyfriend sent them like flowers at work, and, you know, and I really wish that I got flowers at work or something like that. Or maybe they're going on this amazing trip and I'm, you know, got like $2 in my bank account and can only go to like my backyard. So like those kinds of issues where I feel like I'm not expressing the kind of happiness for them that they really deserve in that moment, and that makes me the shitty friend. So So
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard. It's just like this quote expresses, it's so hard to take yourself out of the equation
Yes.
in that situation and just be like purely happy for that person
Right.
without thinking like, I really wish I could go to Europe. Like,
Yeah.
why don't I have these
right,
opportunities?
exactly. It's seeing them and their experience and how they've earned this instead of seeing how you have it.
Right, exactly.
Because that is exactly what she's saying, is that you're seeing yourself in that moment, what you're lacking, instead of what they're really bringing to the table. So, okay, so now we really want to hear from you guys about your experience with this issue. What ways have you combated this within your friendships, and have you found yourself being maybe the perpetrator or also on the receiver end? And when do you know when it's just kind of a one-off, thing that women struggle with, and when do you know when it's time to let that friendship go? Tell us in the comments below.
Okay, we can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check back next week for a brand new episode. In the meantime, check out theeverygirl.com. Sorry, okay, let's get back. Okay, so here we go.
Okay, you have a bit of a rope hair now. Oh, in the back. Nope, in the back. Turn. Other way. Turn your head.
How we think of ourselves. No. No.